Some of the scribes and Pharisees spoke up. "Master," they said, "we should like to see a sign from you." He replied, "It is an evil and unfaithful generation that asks for a sign. The only sign that can be given is the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was in the belly of the sea monster for 3 days and 3 nights, so will the Son of Man be at the heart of the earth for 3 days and 3 nights. On Judgment Day, the men of Nineveh will stand up with this generation and condemn it. Because when Jonah preached, they repented. And there is something greater than Jonah here. On Judgment Day, the queen of the south will rise up with this generation and condemn it. Because she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And there is something greater than Solomon here." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
I invite you to have a seat. Figure this out. Hello?
Hello, Father.
I am so grateful to be able to be here with you all on the walk-in, aka the procession. I was so humble. I was just so moved because was the song "The Breastplate of St. Patrick"? Was that part of the prayer? And I was like, oh my gosh, we're here. I will mention this probably tonight, but I just cannot begin to express how grateful I am that you're here tonight. That we're able to be here tonight with all the bishops and with these priests. So you might not know this, I'm not from here. But I am from here, right? Because every American likes to say that they're from Ireland. I don't know if you know this, but literally everyone who has like a smidgen of Irish in them in the States is like, well, I'm Irish, you know. Like, you're 1/16 Irish. Like, you don't count. I'm a quarter. So that's 25%. My family is from my grandmother's. My dad's mom is from Cork, and so there was the... So, I went to Cork where you are. That was from the movie. But anyways, so Riley, Kiefer, and McNamara, and so I'm so grateful. But the bigger thing is this. The bigger thing is, as we're growing up in Minnesota, the United States, all of my priests were from here. All of them. Everyone. The ones who heard my confession, the ones who offered Mass. Tell me how to pray. If they came from here, they left everything and lived in relative obscurity. So I could come back here and have my name on the front of this thing. That's crazy. You guys all showed up to worship Jesus and for us to pray together. It is so humbling. And thank you. Because without them, I wouldn't be me. You know, it's so funny how often we approach Jesus and we make things so complicated. I don't know where you're at in your life right now, but I think a lot of us are like, okay, God, what do you want me to do? And we make it really, really complicated. I know I make it complicated all of the time because it can't be simple. It couldn't possibly be. I mean, especially as Catholics, there's this book called the Catechism. Have you seen this thing? It is so big. Not only that, we have the Bible. That's also big. We need like a podcast that reads all of them. That would if someone can come up with an idea, that would cut through a lot of the complication. But we make it so complicated because it's all just there's so much. So if you're going to be Catholic, it's got to be really complicated. If you're going to be Catholic, if you're going to follow Jesus, it's got to be really complicated. And that's not true. In fact, the fact that we make it complicated is not new to us. The verse reading is literally one of my favorite readings from the Old Testament, Micah chapter 6. And I love it so much because here's Micah, who asks this question. Mike is making things complicated. And he asks the question, he says, with what shall I come before the Lord? God, what do you want me to do? How do you want me to love you? He goes on to say, he says, with what will I bow down before God Most High? Shall I come before you with holocausts, with calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with thousands of rams, with myriad streams of oil? I mean, this is us, right? Like, okay, God, what do you want? If you want me, what do I need? What do you need me to do? What do you need me to offer? In fact, he even goes on to say, shall I offer my firstborn? God's like, no, you're crazy. We complicate things. Or we make it like this. We say, okay, God, if I belong to you, if I'm going to follow you, what do I need to do? What do I need to give up? What do I need to sacrifice? Because that's Mike was saying, you have to give all these thousands of lambs, or my firstborn. What do I need to sacrifice if I'm going to be yours? And I love this. That's why it's one of my favorite readings from the Old Testament. Is God responds to Micah. And he says so simply, he's like, oh, you've been told. You already know. You've been told, oh man, what is good and what the Lord requires of you. Again, we like to make it complicated. And God says, no, you already know. You've been told what is good and what the Lord requires of you. 3 things. Only do the right, love goodness, and walk humbly with your God. All of the stuff. Here's all the Levitical laws. Here's all the laws of sacrifice. Here's all the laws of don't mix fibers and don't shave the sides here. You've been told what is good. Just do the right. Love goodness. And walk humbly with your God. I would say it like this. I would say that we can make it even more simple. That maybe in some ways in Jesus, we can make it even more simple. Jesus, I think, I'll often say this, but virtually all of Catholicism, virtually all of Christianity comes down to one question that God is asking of us. So we only need to give one answer. The question that God is asking every one of us tonight is, does God have your permission to love you as you are right now? Guys, that's all of the Bible. That's all the catechism. That's all we believe as Catholics. There's this one question. Does God have your permission to love you as you are right now? And I know what you're thinking. Some of you are thinking, that's not true. I read the books. It's more complicated than that. But that's all it is. It all comes down to that one question. Does God have your permission to love you as you are right now? Because here's what I do. I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's fine, God. I get it. But what do you really want? Like, no, I just want to love you. So I start making bargains, and I say, okay, God, you can love me when I'm better. You can love me when I'm holier. God, you can love me when I get my act together. God, you can love me when I fixed it out. God, you can love me after I go to confession. I remember, I went to confession not too long ago, a couple years maybe. I've been since then. Well, the priest was so good, and he just reminded me, he said, you know that, after he gave me absolution, he says, you know that God loved you when you walked into this confessional just as much as he loves you when you're walking out of this confession. The question is, does God have your permission to love you as you are right now? Again, the question isn't, hey, will you love God? The question is, will you first let him love you as you are? I think sometimes it's the last thing. I think sometimes, I was told to keep this under 3 minutes. I think we're getting close. I think sometimes I think of Christianity as me trying to get better, or trying to do better. But it doesn't come down to that. It comes down to, Will you let him love you now? So in this Mass, we're here for him. We're here for Jesus. Every one of us is here for Jesus. Will you let him love you? He brought you here.
Yes.
He brought you here. You're like, oh, I'm going to go to Mass on Monday night. No, he brought you here. Why? Because he loves you. Will you give him permission to love you as you are right now? When you screw up, when you fall, when you fail, when you sin, okay, will you give him permission to love you as you are and let him heal you in confession? After you've fallen, and it's like, well, yeah, but I haven't prayed yet. Okay, will you, after you've fallen, after you've sinned, after you've said no to him, in that moment, before you go to confession, will you pray and give him permission to love you as you are in your prayers? After you've snapped at your kids, after you've been rude to your roommate, after you've done the exact thing you swore you would never do again, in that moment, will you give God permission to love you as you are right now? If we do that, we don't become better. If we do it, he does something in us. It is not complicated. It's simple. You've been told what is good and what the Lord requires of you. Only do the right. Love goodness. Walk humbly with your God. And in every moment, answer the question, does God have your permission to love you as you are? And let him make you a saint.
God bless you. God bless you, Father God.